But it's all comes down to these 5 races, and this is a great way to kick off our 5 big main events with this super modified race right here. So it's going to be fast. It's going to be exciting, and I think there's 2 or 3 guys that everybody's going to be keeping an eye on.
Thank you so much, guys. And, of course, this is the first running of the Larry Trigueiro Memorial here for the Super Modifieds at the Open Wheel Showdown. That was a guy that meant a lot to this guy, Davey Hamilton. Larry, such a special person in super modified racing, but not only that in your career. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with Larry.
Well, first of all, we were like brothers. As kids, he talked his parents into letting me drive one of their race cars, which guys like Gary Bittenhausen, Everett Edlin, good people, right? I mean, quality drivers. And his parents wanted nothing to do with this young kid. And Larry and his sister Colleen that's here, they kept pounding that to give me a shot, and they did. And really, they had such great race cars and allowed me to, get my career to where I made the Indianapolis 500 and being able to run for great guys like A.J. Foyt, Rick Gallis, and Tony George are some of the best. So without the Trigueiro family, who knows? I wouldn't have had that opportunity for sure to make IndyCar racing. Larry, he's the guy that made me win all these races. He's the guy that set up this race car. We're cussing him a little bit right now, to be honest with you, because we're not that great, and we need him to set the car up. Although Louis Janusio, he was Larry's biggest competitor, honestly, as a crew chief, and he's here helping me just in honor of Larry as well. But it's a huge loss for myself, the entire Trigueiro family who's all here. They've stepped up for the super modified guys, as you guys talked about. We're trying to get the sport going again with the super modifieds. They went out and busted their butts, getting lap sponsors for everybody, helping all these drivers, make sure that financially they can make it here and do this. And obviously my son allowing us to race at his event is always special as well.
You talked about what Larry means to you. What would it mean to you to win, not only in your son's race, but for Larry's memorial race as well?
Yeah, it's huge, right? I mean, we have our work cut out for us, no question about it, but we're going to give it all we have, right? I mean, this is what it's all about. It's Larry's race. Nothing better than to win it for him. The crazy thing, not one of these participants didn't know Larry or didn't love Larry. I mean, he helped all of us, and so hopefully we can be the winner, but if we can't, I promise you, whoever does win this will cherish the time they had with Larry and the Trigueiro family.
How about a race fans for Davey Hamilton? Of course, here in the first annual Larry Trigueiro Memorial, and I believe we have something special to commemorate Larry's life.
Number 3, get an idea how quick that race car is going now from that angle. And here he comes off turn 4, checkered flag flying, and Davey Hamilton wins it yet again. No, Davey Hamilton survives the top of the road.
That's kind of what started it. Larry counted his uncle and his dad to give me a shot in one of their cars, and then kind of the rest is history. From that point on, they always had a ride for me. Their cars were orange all the time, way before I came along. We had orange number 1, orange number 14 race cars. So they were A.J. Foyt fans. And then going to the Copper Classic was a dream come true for me as a racing driver, and for them as team owners. Being able to win that first one was magical. It really was. And not knowing where it was going to take us, what we were going to do from there. But then going on to win multiple ones and kind of being the guys to beat down there, it put us all on the map, really. The Trigueiro family really gave me my opportunity to go IndyCar racing, which was a dream come true of mine. And to be runner-up the championship a couple times, drive for such great people, and meet the people that I did. It was, without them, I would have never experienced that. And he knew what the car was doing before I even came in the pit, and how bad it was. Had understeer, he knew it, and he knew how bad. He could just tell by my demeanor or the way I said it. When I'd come in the pit and just seeing the way he stood and looked, I knew if I was fast or slow. I mean, I just knew it so well. And we were brothers. End of the day, it's a brother from another mother, they say, and that was a fact there. They're a very intelligent family. IQ's very high, very smart. So I'm not sure why they were in racing, to be really honest with you. Larry, his memory was unbelievable. He never wrote anything down. Like if he's here today and I call him up and say, in 1990, what gear do we have in Phoenix and what springs? He'll just snap it right off. Like the next thing is the passion for racing that they had was the same passion that I had. So. The thing is, we just clinged together, and he was smart on these race cars. Building a Copper Classic right here, as you said, right here in Las Vegas, and this is the 3rd year, and what a great job he's doing. And it has a feel, right? I mean, you can't deny all these race cars and the fits, and I got pressure. This is like the Indy 500 right now, because of I want to win for Larry. And and by the way, they kept stats of every race from way back before I started driving for him, and He told me that we are at like 99 wins together. We win this one, it's a solid 100 for sure. He had 3 lives, and 2 of them I really didn't know about. One of them was in the farming world. He was a farmer, that's how they made their money. And the relationship and the people that showed up from the farming world to his funeral. And then secondly, he's a coach, at the high school for his daughters, his sons. He was a big part of the coaching staff all the time. That was a whole nother life, and I heard so many great stories with him that have really 3 different lives, all with one guy that all successful, and everybody loved him. I mean, we all have our quirks, and so did he, but we all respect him. He's very smart. There's not one guy in this pit area that knew Larry that didn't like him. So, and by the way, he will make you laugh too.
And let's see who's in there and ready to go racing. Like the front row, out of Bennett, Colorado, the number 2 of Rich Castor. He's going to be right next door to Kamloops, British Columbia's Jimmy White in that beautiful number 8 machine.
In row number 2, out of Fresno, California, the number 32 of Jim Burgess, followed by the number 98 of Kevin Newton from Terre Haute, Indiana.
Row number 3 on the inside, we're going to roll the number 1 out of Boise, Idaho, Davey Hamilton Sr., and he's going to be next to the rocket ship here at the show this weekend out of Littleton, Colorado, Kyle Ray.
In row number 4 from Bennett, Colorado, in the number 4 is Cody Castor, and starting alongside in the 3B is Brian Otts from Dayton, Texas.
Making the long tow. We'll get back to the back half of this group. Out of Colbert, Washington, the 99, TJ Sneva, and Kyle Vanderpool on the high side in the 17, racing with us out of Madera, California tonight.
All the way from Milton, Washington in the 2A, that is Randy Anderson, starting alongside in the 1U, Brian Schaefer from Salt Lake City, Utah.
The 2F, he's out of Paradise, California. That's Mike Funkhauser. And on the high side of that back row, out of Torrance, California in the 5, it's Johnny White, and that will wrap up your lineup for the Larry Trigueiro Memorial, the first ever, as we head back down there to Drake.
Guys talked about Michael Funkhauser rolling shotgun on the field, and it's very important for Michael Funkhauser to be here at the Open Wheel Showdown at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. 6 years ago to the day, the campfire rolled through Paradise, California, destroying most of it, including the Funkhauser race shop, which housed this very super modified you see here tonight. This car was torched. I mean, it was done. It was ready for the cutting block. He sent it off to Brian Schaefer in Utah. He said, I don't even know if I ever want to race it again, but see what you can do to this race car. See if you can get it race ready. And 6 years removed from that, granted, they've raced it a few times since the campfire, but it is here at the Open Wheel Showdown. Such a cool story, and as a matter of fact, they call this car the Phoenix car because it rose from the ashes and it's back to life. As you guys mentioned, he's got a long way to go in this one, but I think for Funkhauser to be here tonight, 6 years removed to the day from that devastating fire in Paradise, California, so cool that he's just here at the Open Wheel Showdown. We'll see if he can make some hay from the back. Well, the good news, the car is running, and it looks like this is more or less just a safety stop for Davey. You can see the official leaning into the left side of his race car. It looks like it's just a receiver issue, so they're going to swap that out, and Davey should be good to continue on. And because it is a safety spot, I wouldn't think he has to lose his starting spot, so Davey should be able to continue where he started from in this feature event for Larry Trigueiro, as there you go. Davey Hamilton firing off.
Here at the Bull Ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We thank all the fans who came out here tonight for this first of 5 events as we are green flag racing here at the Bull Ring.
We are super modified green diving into turn number 1. And look at Kyle Ray quickly to the high side. Got a little bit of a wobble there. He's got 30 long laps to make it to the front, so let's see how long he waits.
He's been the quickest car all weekend, but he hasn't had to race his way through the field, so we'll see if he's able to dice his way through there, as I think there's some contact there.
Kevin Newton and Kyle Ray get together. Newton went to shut the door. Little bit of contact there, but that's going to open up the high line for Kyle Ray and that beautiful number 58 machine. He's chasing down Jimmy White in the 8, and he's not chasing him down.
He's got it hooked up now on that.
He's going around it.
That wing, though, is so big. He got right into the back of the 98 there. I think there's a little bit of damage to it. Nothing too major, though. We'll see how that affects. It doesn't look like it's affected the car at all.
No, Kyle's always been running kind of that mid to high groove going in and out of the corners here. That looks like where that car likes to be here at the Bull Ring. And now he's right there. Castor, Burgess, Ray, 3 wide for the top spot for your super modifieds.
Kyle Ray is up to second. He's got the high line hooked up. We'll see if he's able to make this pass going into turn 1 and 2. No. He's going to try his best, but the 32 of Jim Burgess, he's going to try his best to block the line. Also, Dirty Air probably coming into play as well.
Yeah, Jim Burgess not going to leave him the room there because Burgess is your race leader. And Jim's one of those guys out of Fresno, California. He's going to make you earn it. And that's what Kyle Ray is learning right now is they're not just going to move over and let me by, are they? I'm going to be racing for the Larry Trigueiro Memorial.
There's no moving over when there's a trophy and a paycheck on the line. What you have to wonder is Kyle Ray just, counting down the laps. He still has 21 or 23 to make this pass happen.
And he's going to dive it down to the inside, and you're going to have a brand new race leader at the bull ring. Kyle Ray going to take that car out of Littleton, Colorado. And now, if you're another driver on this racetrack, Brett, you did not want to see that happen just 8 laps into this race.
But he's quickly going to end up hitting lap traffic, and we'll see if he's able to navigate that with ease. Again, if you're just tuning in for the first time this weekend, this car has not been on the track since 2018. But you can see he's out in front, but look at the field in the back. They are nose to tail.
Got a lot of traffic around the bull ring tonight. Kyle Ray going to be the first one to try to weave his way through. As he heads down the front stretch, we got 2 wide battle here coming out of 4 as well. Castor, Jimmy White, Kevin Newton still battling, Brett.
Don't forget there's money on the line for each position, so the higher position you finish, the better check that you get. So,
oh, and there it goes. That's what can happen. Kyle Ray, he went down, lapped traffic, and your race leader backs it into the turn 1 and 2 wall. And that's a nasty beast hard T caution, and that is a tough break for Kyle Ray.
He was the clear favorite all weekend. He was in the lead by a long distance there, and that's not going to be repairable to come back out here.
That is a lot of damage. That's the car that was involved as well, too, sitting there on the infield. I think that's Brian Schaefer, if I can see correctly, in the 1U. So
we said it all weekend. The fastest car always doesn't win the race, and it looks like that there was a lapped car that came into play there. Just unfortunate, but that's part of racing at the bull ring.
All right.
Let's send it down to Drake York with a report.
Well, what also happened during that time, second place, Jim Burgess, he blew up on the backstretch. He's in the infield, so Rich Castor in the 2 should inherit the race lead.
There it is. Sometimes technology is a little hard, but you can see it looks like that lap car just got tight in turn 1, and just horrible timing with the leader coming on the outside.
Yep, and that was Brian Schaefer there in the 1U. Yeah, he just pushed up a little bit there, it looked like.
This is a better shot here from the ground here. And you can see it's just like the car didn't want to turn, and it's wheel-to-wheel contact, and there's nothing Kyle Ray can do at that point.
And yeah, that's a pretty good lick into the wall there, taking its toll on that 58. So we are probably going to stop this field on the front stretch since we got track block there.
Red flag is out. Yeah, I mean, it's the only car doing that, but I guess he seems okay with it, so we're just going to park it. And yeah, you mentioned they got the rollback out there. I didn't even know they had one of those on site here.
Well, we talked about Jim Burgess, who looked like for a moment was going to inherit the race lead until we saw him stop down here on the infield. And I saw you slow in the backstretch, saw a little bit of flame. It looked like the motor was the issue, but that's clearly not the case. Tell us what happened.
No, have no brakes at all. Pedal went to the floor. We have a problem with the master cylinder all day, and it just gave way. And really, I didn't realize that it didn't have any brakes till Kyle got around me, and I had to tap him, and they all went to the floor because I particularly never use the brakes here because the wing slows us down enough to set the car. So you really never touch the pedal unless you have to stop. And I toyed with the idea of keeping it going, but if I would have had to stop, there would have been no stopping, so I just pulled it in. And this really hurts, especially seeing Kyle in the wall, because Kyle's been so fast all day long, well, all week long. He's been, we've been racing for second place, and now that he's in the wall, this DNF really, really, really hurts.
I can imagine. Well, I mentioned it earlier. We're not even halfway to this race, and the race now has been turned on its head with the 2 fastest cars now out. Tell us what you see out there so far, so that kind of, if you will, gives us an indication of what the rest of the race is going to be, just what you've seen from other cars, and not only that, but the racing conditions too. What can we expect here for the final stanza of this one?
Well, I know Davey would have been the favorite, but he's been struggling with that car, with the setup all week. And so even the best driver can't overcome that. Castor he's rock solid. he's not the fastest, but he's rock solid. He won't make a mistake. Jimmy White in the 8 is a really good driver. Right now, it's really a crap game because the 98, I don't know how they're going. They've been fast, but they've been struggling with all their setup. I had a rock solid car, and here I am in the infield. So I think if Castor doesn't make any mistakes, he might take this home, and that would be a big win for him.
That's Jim Burgess.
Single file restarts for your super modifieds as they're keeping an eye on it. Firstline Systems helping us out through the Serve Pro restart zone. Green, 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 and look at that. Jimmy White thought about getting the early jump.
Jimmy White knows that these restarts are where the passes can be made, but it wasn't able to come to fruition on that restart. But he's going to tuck in behind and see if he can make anything happen here with 18 now laps to go.
Kevin Newton making a move. Davey Hamilton Sr. just about went underneath Otts. Otts got a great run, the driver out of Texas. And here comes Cody Castor. Castor in the 4 looks underneath the 1 of Davey Hamilton Sr. And the competition is really, really tight right now, Brett.
We would love, I think Davey Hamilton would love to win this inaugural event, but he's got some work to do back there in 5th position as our leader, Rich Castor, continues to stretch out that lead as they head into turn 1 and 2.
Little wobble in there as they're trying to find the fast lane around. Davey went a little sideways. That's going to bring Castor right to the rear tail tank of that number 1 machine as we're 16 laps left, 16 to go as your super modified rocket down the front stretch at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway Bullring. TJ Steva to the infield.
Like I said, we have attrition becomes into play the longer this race goes on. You have to hope that the leader has everything he needs under the hood and no mechanical issues. With 14 to go.
Cody Castor makes the move underneath the 1 of Davey Hamilton. That's going to move Castor into the top 5 positions, but they're chasing Rich Castor out of the great state of Colorado. He is your race leader, and Jimmy White is not closing on him.
Just doesn't look like Davey Hamilton has the setup that he needs under the hood as Rich Castor is in the lead, continues, and we can see that they are all single file now around, almost completely around the bull ring here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, starting to stretch them out a bit. Castor, White, Newton, and Otts your top 4. Cody Castor going to round out your top 5 positions. Davey Hamilton, Randy Anderson, Vanderpool, Funkhauser, cars on the racetrack.
We're going to come around with just 10 to go. Once they get in this rhythm, these laps click off very, very quickly here at the bull ring.
See what they got here, 10. We're going to go single-digit laps from here on out as your race leader now is getting a little pressure out of turn number 4. Here comes Jimmy White out of Kamloops, British Columbia, Canada. White looking to take this one away from Castor. It's going to get good here, Brett.
Looks like Jimmy White, the car has come alive the longer we've run as he is going to try everything he can to get around our race leader, Castor. But catching and passing are 2 different things.
See what he can do as you got a good shot of him there as they go down the back straightaway, diving into turn number 3. Castor, your race leader, Jimmy White, he's right there on the tank, and he's looking for the fast lane, and he's looking to the low side as they come in to turn number 1.
Again, you know Rich Castor's probably using his ears as much as his eyes right now to figure out how close that car is behind him, trying to listen for the motor behind and see where he needs to be on the racetrack to block that line.
Now, Jimmy White, he knows what's going on here, and he sees some lap traffic in front of him. That lap traffic could be the difference maker in this super modified main event.
They come down now to just 5 laps to go. Can Jimmy White make this pass in 5 laps, or will he run out of time?
Jimmy White looking a little bit high there in the front stretch or in the back stretch, and now coming down the front straightaway. He is right on the 2 car.
It looks like Jimmy White may be a little bit faster, but again, passing is so much harder than just catching the car here at the bull ring, but he's going to try everything he can as we come down to just 3 laps to go.
3 laps to go for Rich Castor and Jimmy White. That is the Larry Trigueiro, and we got one around turn 4, and that's going to bring out another nasty beast, hard T, caution.
Oh, it looks like it was contact maybe? No, it looks like he just lost it behind those 2 that were battling. Looks like he just got loose off turn 4. That's been an issue today for several of the different divisions we have here.
So tough break for Ricky. We'll get him refired, though. Like I said, no contact.
Maybe he wants to see Jimmy and Rich, dice it up there, and then he can, take the lead as well. So anything goes with these last 4 laps as they come through the Serve Pro restart zone, and we are back green.
All right, it's now or never for Jimmy White. Here comes Cody Castor underneath Newton. That didn't work as Kevin Newton gets the run.
Looks like he was shot out of a cannon there on the top side.
Newton
top
might,
3 nose to tail.
Yeah, Newton might be in the mix here.
Wow.
He goes underneath Jimmy White.
Where did he come from? Kevin Newton, this late race charge, but does he have enough time to reach the number 2 of Rich Castor, as we only have 2 laps to go?
2 laps to go for your super modifieds. Firstline Systems.
Wow.
He might have enough. Look at that. The pink lady going to dive it into turn number 3. Your brand new race leader, Kevin Newton.
The crowd goes wild as we take the white flag.
Kevin Newton going to roll it through turns 1 and 2, and he is going to pilot the iconic Pink Lady Super Modified to the first ever Larry Trigueiro Memorial as the checkered flag flies at the bull ring.
And we have a spin in turn 4, but the race is over. I have chills. I can't believe that the 98 was able to come out on top like that.
Wow, Kevin Newton.
Where did he come from?
Puts that in there. And, you know, you'd always talk about a long-run car, a short-run car. The 98's a short-run car because he just took this thing away.
And I didn't think he had, I think that Jimmy White had, or excuse me, Rich Castor had such a big lead. I didn't see the 98 at all being able to catch him. Well, but he parked in victory lane. I mean, you couldn't, inaugural event, you couldn't write it any better.
No. We'll bring them all back to the front stretch here, your top 3.
I'm sure he's good. Kevin is going to be excited. I'm excited to hear what he has to say when he gets out of the car. There he is. Is he going to get on top of the wing? Of course he is.
Give him a big round of applause, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Kevin Newton pilots the Pink Lady to a super modified main event
You can
win.
hear the crowd in the booth. They are pumped up about this win. Look at that.
Wow, that is a cool race. And I bet you Mr. Castor and Mr. White are just wondering, where in the heck did the Pink Lady come from?
Scootin' Kevin Newton. He is a wealth of positivity at all times. I've never seen him more positive than he is right now. He's going to get a fist bump from Roy. You restarted 4th there with a few laps ago. Where did that run at the end come from? Because you were hanging around, but man, the 98 just came to life in the final stages of that one.
Oh my goodness, Drake York. This is a dream come true to get interviewed in Victory Lane by Drake York. Is Drake York not the best interviewee or EI, whatever? He is the best. Love this guy. But yeah, the 98 car, the living legend as it breathes. I took care of it the whole race. I've watched these super modified races and a lot of nutrition usually. And I thought, well, let's wait and wait. I was watching the scoreboard in the backstretch. Oh, come on, this is Warren, my man. He trusts me to drive this thing. Can you believe that? He did it. He's crazy. Ken Hamilton gave me the opportunity, and Davey and Warren, of course, the whole team. But yes, thank you so much. What an honor and a pleasure. Thank you guys. It was amazing. What can I say? Yeah, I was patient. I saw the guy who should have won that orange car crash. Like, well, look at that. I'm going to win. So I just waited and waited. Put my wing back a little bit. And last few starts, I did 4 laps ago, I think it was. Like, I'm out of here, guys. I got to go. These guys aren't racy like I am. I'm a sprint car driver. These guys can't handle sideways. So I just sent it, and that's what we did. FAFO, baby. That's what we do.
You talked about it. You're driving one of, if not the most iconic super modifieds of all time, the Pink Lady. And the other crazy thing about this is your first ever super modified race. He's still in disbelief. Hey, you told me that the other day. You said, man, I don't know how it's going to go for me, my first super modified race. I mentioned it, driving the most iconic super modified ever. Your first race. How unbelievable is this moment for you right now?
It's pretty cool. One of my biggest haters is Tony Stewart, and I think his first time running one of these was he won too. So there you go, Tony, take that. But yeah, it's one honor and pleasure. Car's amazing. Boys, it was my kind of racing. Is pace, a little bit of strategy there when some guys fell out and the cautions fell into the right place. And I figured, I was watching the restarts prior. I didn't see anybody go the outside. I was going to send it in there, see what happens. If we get sideways, so when such a thing sideways, they don't handle real well, but man, I could drive sideways. Let's just send it in there, see what happens. And hopefully no one's mad at me, but they might be. If they are, that's okay.
Scootin Newton scoots his way to an open wheel showdown win in the super modifies and the inaugural Larry Trigueiro Memorial. Holy Toledo, what a run to the end. Rich Castor in second. And it looked like you had that race won for the longest time. How big of a surprise was it to see the Pink Lady sneak up on you there at the end?
Yeah, usually you can hear when somebody's coming. I never even heard him or nothing, and he just was there. The next thing, he got me by surprise.
But you really had the dominant car really from just before the halfway point. You got to be really proud of the effort that's put forth here by the two team. Of course, you know, not just a single car team, but to bring 2 cars out here. Ultimately, the other Castor didn't get the finish he was looking for, but you got to be really proud of the effort from not only your team, but from the Ford team as well.
Yeah, Ford's my son, and it's just a big family deal. My family built the chassis and everything, so it's really a great feeling to be performing good with a in-house car.
The cars ran absolutely well for the Castors here tonight. Rich Castor in second, and we'll move over to Jimmy White in the third, finishing position. The Canadian with a solid run. It looked like it was going to be between you and Rich towards the end. You just couldn't find the line to get past him towards the end of the race. What was so tricky about trying to set up that pass?
Well, yeah, I had a bunch of water either coming out of his car or mine, so I was pretty loose coming in. I couldn't see much, and I didn't have any brakes, so that was part of the problem. But we definitely, I think I had him figured out if we wouldn't have got that caution. But, you know, well-deserved pass for the winner there, and he ran a great race as well.
Jimmy White rounds out your podium in third, Rich Castor in second, and Scootin Newton, your winner of the inaugural Larry Trigueiro Memorial in the Pink Lady, no less.
And there's that trophy I've been talking about all weekend long. You can see it with the steering wheel and the poker chips. That is a very unique and amazing trophy.